to you live from Bragg Memorial Stadium. Take a look around. It's sunny right now, but that is about the extent of what you will be seeing coming from Bragg Memorial Stadium today. The administration just announced that this weekend's game against the Alabama A&M Bulldogs has been postponed. There's a hurricane brewing in the Western Caribbean, which is expected to quickly come through the Tallahassee area. As a matter of fact, Tallahassee is in the center of the cone of probability. And so it's not even a tropical storm yet, but it's rapidly intensifying. It will be named as Tropical Storm Helene. And by the time it gets up to the Big Bend, it is expected to be a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane with devastating impact. You know, the waters of the Gulf of Mexico are warm, and this hurricane will swing out over the Western Caribbean and come right up alongside the long part of Florida and come right through the Big Bend area. Now, Tallahassee is in the center of that cone of probability. Taking precautions, Florida A&M University just announced that the university will be closed as of today at 12:15 through the weekend. The university will be closed. No operations except for essential personnel will be on FAMU's campus, which means Bragg Stadium, no game. The first SWAC game for FAMU this year, they were set to host Connell Manor and the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, but that game will be delayed. It's very important that that game has to be played, as it is a SWAC East Conference game. So the game will be rescheduled. Looking at how that's going to line up with the rest of the season, I haven't had an opportunity to examine Alabama A&M's schedule along with FAMU's to see if there's another open date that lines up for these two to play. There is a possibility that the game will be played after the Florida Classic, because there is an open week after the Florida Classic before the SWAC Championship if the Rattlers continue to remain successful and play Bethune-Cookman in the Florida Classic, and the game is rescheduled for that next week here in Bragg. The next weekend would be the SWAC Championship, and with the revised schedule for the Cricket Celebration Bowl, the following week will be the Celebration Bowl. So you're talking about quite a month to end the season if this game is rescheduled on the back end of the schedule. Once again, Florida A&M University has just announced that the school is closing ahead of what is expected to be a very strong hurricane, and Hurricane Eileen. It's a tropical storm in the Western Caribbean at this moment, but this storm is moving fast, and with the warm waters of the Gulf, expected to be a major hurricane coming through Tallahassee. So we would like all Rattlers and all those in the vicinity to prepare. Governor Ron DeSantis just came off of television giving the updates of what should happen and reminding Floridians who are longtime Floridians know the drill. You know, fuel up your tanks, get water. If they tell you to evacuate, make sure you evacuate. We want everyone to be safe, and that's the most important thing. FAMU Interim President Dr. Timothy Beard convened an emergency meeting with state university personnel as well as university leadership. That university leadership team, with the exception of Dr. Beard, who just got here, is very versed in doing this. And one thing FAMU has done is very good at handling catastrophes and situations. Right here, Bragg Stadium, during the pandemic, the United States government and the state of Florida selected FAMU's Bragg Stadium as a place for COVID vaccinations. Several times when there were hurricanes, the Lawson Center, another FAMU facility, was used both to house students and sometimes to house the National Guard. The stadium at Bragg parking lot was also used to house emergency equipment, and the Marching 100 also offered their band room up to house students during one hurricane. So FAMU is well aware and well prepared to handle hurricanes, and recovery processes are in place. But the news, as we come to you from HBCU Game Day live from Bragg Memorial Stadium, the news today: the SWAC opener for the Florida A&M Rattlers against Alabama A&M Bulldogs has been postponed. It will not be played Saturday. Also, with those cancellations are Parents Weekend, Preview Weekend, the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. All of those activities that were supposed to take place on campus this week have been canceled. All right, we'll be back later with updates and more information. This is Vaughn Wilson from HBCU Game Day, the leader in HBCU sports and culture.